so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hello, all you positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness, which creates and animates all things. And after years of exploring the awe-inspiring truth of the ultimate nature of reality on the show, I'm super excited to announce that we are now casting a wider net with the new late-night style consciousness elevating talk show called Optimistic, which is going to feature none other than you, the listeners. Once your own awakening has begun to bloom and you realize that everyone is an extension of you and that everywhere you go, you're there waiting for yourself, you quickly realize the only game in town is to help wake up our sleeping brothers and sisters. And that is exactly what Optimistic is designed to do. To take this show from reaching thousands of people every day to a next level video production that can ultimately reach millions. So if you've already felt the call to etch your name in eternity as a soul who played an important role in propelling the wave of awakening that's just really beginning to sweep our planet at this crucial time in the evolution of our planet, I'm asking you to answer the call to join me in co-creating Optimistic. There are multiple exciting ways you can co-create this experience with me and the rest of the Optimistic family that are all outlined on our new webpage, optimistic.tv. Check it out, choose the option that is in the highest alignment with you, and together we can propel a wave of awakening that will create a positive ripple of impact that reverberates in our lives and the lives of others, which will ultimately help deliver the world into the heaven on earth planet of paradise it's destined to become. Get in the game, folks, and please join me at optimistic.tv so you have your own hero's tale to tell yours or someone's great-grandchildren about one day. Also, before we jump into today's episode, I'd like to take about a minute and a half to tell you about a few sponsors that not only help to make it possible to produce this show 5 days a week, but that I'm also genuinely passionate about promoting. The first longtime stellar supporter of the show that I want to mention is Gaia. If you're not familiar, Gaia is the go-to source for streaming consciousness content online with over 8,000 video titles. And you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. The second sponsor I'm sincerely passionate about promoting is Purium. It's no mystery that bringing your mind, body, and spirit into balance is necessary if a person truly intends to manifest the greatest and grandest version of themselves. So if you've been looking for a way to easily get organic superfoods into your system every day with a simple plan that can help you reestablish a healthier foundation and relationship with food, like I was doing before I found Purium, I highly recommend going to positivehead.com/transformation and checking out the videos and interviews there where I dive deeply into discussions explaining why I take these products every day. And should you ultimately end up on iShopPurium.com to purchase any of their 50 plus amazing superfood products, be sure to use the code POSITIVEHEAD, all one word, for a 25% discount. All right, all you positive heads, welcome. Here we grow again. So grateful to be back with you as always. We are doing it. And today I want to talk about integrity, integrating with you. Integrity in Latin means whole or complete. And that's exactly what happens when you move into the highest integrity with your word, with your deeds, with your actions. we're going to chat about that. But before we do, I would like to take a moment to read a review on iTunes. You guys know I love my iTunes reviews. Not only do they help to fuel my fire to continue this labor of love, to get such lovely feedback from you all, but also it helps us to reach new people. So that's a good thing if we want to spread this P-head tribe vibe that we got going on around here. So yeah, if you haven't reviewed on iTunes, please do so. This one came in by Cass Too Grateful and says, best podcast. I love this podcast so much. Every episode Every episode has some form of synchronicity with my day or whatever I was thinking. Brandon is so easy to listen to. I feel like I'm listening to friends talk. I just started listening to them, so I'm just in the beginning few episodes, but I'm so excited for this. Thank you, Brandon. Aw, thank you, Cast Too Grateful. And you will find there's all kinds of contributors in addition to myself. And you have the lovely Alexa. You have the lovely Erica Middlemiss who fills in when I'm away sometimes. You have all the guests. So you have the P-head posse that stops by with Alexa. And yeah, it's just a conglomerate of magical souls and beings. And you are hearing a friend. We are all old friends. We all, I believe anyone who's really tapping into the show, really tuning in, is someone that my soul has history with. And this is a soul contract that we would co-create in this way, helping you to maintain your vibration, expand your perspective, while I'm also reiterating it in myself, which, right, we teach best what we most need to learn, as I always say. And you're giving me the experience of being able to do this thing and have this ripple of impact. And, wow, what a gift, right? So it is just a beautiful reciprocal energy that's going on around here. And I am just so grateful that it's happening. So back to integrity, the Latin root meaning whole or complete. Integrating with yourself, integrating with your higher self. That's integrity, right? In a nutshell, integrating with your higher self. And what is your higher self? What does that mean? What does that look like? Well, your higher self being the you beyond physicality, the way I view this experience. This is like who and what makes you up is so much greater and grander than what you are aware of here. This is like dipping your little toe in. It's kind of like when you dip your pinky in to taste test something, if you ever did that. I'm sure a lot of you have. It's like you're not fully immersed in the honey jar, just the tip of your pinky, right? And that's exactly what's happening with your 3D experience. You're just dipping your little pinky into 3D experience. You are this epic, grand, just beyond comprehension, vast being, right? That has had amnesia to that fact, that truth. And of course, it's all nested dolls, right? So it's, it's like different levels of, perspective is the way I view it. It's like a sliding scale. You can slip down into the perspective of you as the avatar human that you are. You can slip back up to your oversoul, as some people would refer to it, which is part of a bigger oversoul, which is part of a bigger on and on and on. Infinitely, it expands. It's infinitely small, just like it's infinitely large. And it just depends what part on the sliding scale you're looking through at any given time, right? And so from one perspective, you are the bacteria that's, flitting around in a soup that was at one time when this planet was formed, 4 billion years or so ago. That is an extension of you. I'm an extension of you. It's all like, from what perspective are we speaking when we talk about these lines of imaginary separation, right? And how do you integrate with sort of the closest rung up the ladder, your higher self, right? Well, you do that by living in a way where you are behaving the way in viewing things and dealing with situations the way it deals with things, right? And, one thing you start to realize about this reality as you wake up and remember who and what you truly are is a lot of your experiences are going to be similar to what they were before. What starts changing is the way you deal with them and the way you approach them. So you get to change how you show up. So maybe the same thing that used to happen to you 5 years ago would throw you into a frenzy of reactivity and anger and all these negative emotions and stress hormones and things that are releasing. Now all of a sudden are sort of like, I get to choose a different way to be. I get to show up in a different way with integrity, the way that my higher self would behave, right? With the way my higher self views it. When you start viewing everyone as if they are an enlightened master and they're there to teach you, no matter what they're doing, even when they seem completely unconscious, asleep, and behaving badly, right? They're an enlightened master who's playing that role for you. They don't know it. They don't need to know it. You know it. And you start acting and coming from that perspective. Now you are integrating, becoming whole with your higher self. And then it becomes, of paramount importance how you show up, right? How is your word, right? Is your word your bond? Do you mean what you say? Do you throw things around frivolously and just make promises you can't keep? Sure, we've all done it. I've done it plenty of times. And I do it way less. I'd like to say I don't do that at all these days, but who knows? Maybe I will. Maybe I'll slip into unconsciousness. It is a spiral, this evolution that we're on. You circle back to things you think you fully overcame for further refinement and clarification, and to just lock it in even further and to grow a little bit more. And that's, this layers of the onion that is your experience. So don't beat yourself up if you do slip out of integrity. Every moment is another chance to turn it all around, right? I don't quote the Bible often. I have a few favorite verses you guys have heard. But another good one that speaks to this is Proverbs 22:1. It says, "A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold." And what is that verse getting at? What is your integrity? How is your name a good name out there? Do people think of you and think, wow, that person has so much integrity? That person is so, their word is their bond. They follow through with what they say. Are they a Lannister and they always pay their debts? And hopefully only that part of the Lannisters, you got nerds out there know what I'm talking about. Game of Thrones. Oh, it's so good. The last episode, oh my gosh. That was epic next level television cinema. Anyway, I digress. And so, getting in really in check with your level of integrity. And I know a lot of you hearing this are like, you start thinking back instantly to all the times you've been out of integrity. And that's okay, because where your word has not meant much. You even knew it didn't mean much when you were saying it. You're promising frivolously, thinking, maybe I can. I'll just say I can and we'll see, right? It's so important, because whatever you're doing in regards to, how you're showing up, with your word is how the universe is going to reflect back to you. The YO universe is always going to reflect you back to you, right? So do you want people to show up and mean what they say and say what they mean and act in the highest integrity? Guess how you create that? By you doing it, right? Because everything is a mirror. Everywhere you go, you're there waiting for yourself. And as C.S. Lewis said, integrity is doing the right thing even when no one is watching. Zig Ziglar said, with integrity, you have nothing to fear, nothing to hide. With integrity, you will do the right thing, so you'll have no guilt. And that's a huge one. How many of us have BS'd in the past? I've done some BSing, and then you got to remember what your lies were and all these things, and then it didn't work out. And when you're starting to try and manipulate reality to create a certain effect, you may even get that effect, that outcome short term, without understanding the ripple of impact of the underlying energetics. The intention underlying it is what is always going to prevail. Once you understand that, you can put all this energy down. I think of my past business partner. His whole life was spent strategizing how he could manipulate to get what he wanted. And I mean, all this mental energy of this highly intelligent human spent, how do I manipulate and give you this bit of information to make you think what I want, so you do what I want, and change the story this way, withhold this, tell this, change the truth of this, and then try and keep up with all those lies. It's exhausting, and it doesn't even work. It's like, once you understand, it becomes really easier. Like Zig Ziglar said, you nothing to fear, nothing to hide. You do the right thing. You have no guilt, and know that the underlying intention of what you're doing is going to produce the outcome. right? It will always produce the outcome. Even if in the short term, even if it looks like it's not going to work in your favor, do it anyway. That is a test. Don't fall for it. Do what is right, not what is easy, right? Do what is right and trust the outcome of that. This was inspired. I had someone who's very prominent in the transformational community and growing quite a bit. And I consider a dear friend. I love this person. But, it was prompted by seeing this person, sort of give their word a bunch of time on some things and then not delivering it. And I thought, there's no judgment here. I've done it, but it's like that energy they got to realize is going to ultimately come back. You're always a snake eating your own tail, right? It's always going to come back on you. And so once you really wisen up, the only one you can fool is yourself. That's the only fooling that ever really goes on. Self-sabotage, you just cannot ultimately pull one over on anyone other than you. Every act of deception is an act of self-deception. And that makes it super easy for you to navigate going forward because you just keep in the highest integrity. What would I want done to me? I'm going to do what is right, not what is easy. And I'm going to trust the outcome and I'm going to watch the results. And that's the most important thing. I can say all kinds of stuff, but the results speak louder than anything else. And that's the beautiful thing. You will see as you move into the next iteration of your integrity, you become the next greatest and greatest version of yourself. I don't care what you did yesterday, last month, last week, 10 seconds ago. Every moment is another chance to turn it all around. What are you going to do now? Make the commitment this instant to be in the highest integrity with all your actions. You'll probably get tested with it pretty quickly once you've made it. Be on the lookout, prepare, expect it, laugh, wrap your arms around it when it shows up because it's there to upgrade you. It's there to help you sharpen your axe. And you are doing it, and you can do it, and you will do it. You've already done it. It's already happened. You've already been through all this. You went through it, got the t-shirt that says you're full-on integrity master. Somewhere in no time out there beyond this moment of illusory time, you already went through it, did it, and you are the most integrated, whole, beautiful, shining example of someone who's living in full integrity. And I applaud you for doing it, for making it through. Congratulations. Well, I think we're going to keep it short and sweet today. That one felt good. Hope it felt good for you too. A couple of quick things I do want to throw out. In regards to Optimistic and the Mystic Manor. So excited. Like the first few months dates are already almost filled up. There's still a few spots, but if you've been thinking about coming, definitely reach out. You can email me, Brandon@positivehead.com or Brandon@optimistic.tv works too. And we can get back to you, or elves@optimistic.tv. I have some people helping as well, but reach out. Let us know if you're interested in coming. I assure you it is going to be a next level experience for you. Yes, there's cost involved. Yes, it's going to be a stretch for a lot of people. And yes, you are infinitely abundant in the amount of upgrades and energetic come up that's going to happen as you go through this spiritual transformational tune-up where you show up and a week later you're going to not only have had the time of a lifetime, but you're going to... My whole aim with it is to give everyone an experience of Sobet. You heard me talking about this before with Hafiz, where you're transmitting all the energy that you're resonating with, that I'm resonating with, that the incredible next level goddess activator, Jedi fairy princesses who are helping me to run the retreats and the people that I'm pulling in, we're all going to be our aim is to how do we give you all the energy that's resonating and flowing through us and sort of pass that along. So yeah, reach out and we're happy to work out payment plans or whatever we need to do to make it happen. The other thing that I want to throw out as we wrap up here is letting you guys know, a lot of people aren't even aware yet that we have a Patreon set up for those who can't come to the Mystic Manor. And for whatever reason, obviously we can only have, we only have so many spots over the course of July 2019 to July 2020. But we have a Patreon where you can check it out at Patreon, Patreon /optimistic show. And you can see all the different ways that you can help to support the show and experience it, from getting behind the scenes footage, deeper dives in what's on the show with my guests, access to the workshops, live streams, basically going to give you a view into the whole Mystic Manor experience. And what I have through the end of this month, anyone who joins for the highest tier, the P-Head, Optimistic P-Head Producer, it's called, I'm actually going to send you a personalized thank you note that, maybe it'll be kindling for your fire, or maybe it'll be pretty cool to have one day when Optimistic is become a cultural phenomenon. Yes, I'm stepping into that timeline. And you can say, look, I was a P-Head producer. I got producer credits on the show, actually, I'm going to give you guys. And if you stick with that tier throughout the whole year, throughout the first season, basically I'm going to give you, we're going to be doing an event in the fall of 2020 after the first season has wrapped, where everyone who is an Optimistic P-Head producer the whole year is going to get a ticket to a 2-day weekend event in LA. So that's another way to connect. If you can't come for the full Mystic Manor experience, most people can get off for a weekend and you'll have a free ticket. That's as a thank you for being a producer, Optimistic P-Head producer that whole time. So, but that is if you've been, in there the whole time. So this month is the month to join. And so, yeah, check that out. Patreon.com/optimistic show. And of course, Optimistic is spelled MYSTIC. You can go to optimistic.tv as well, and there's info there. But that is it for now, everyone. Thank you so much for being you. I have an excellent track. I played D-Rock the Menace recently, and this is another song. This is someone that I'm calling in to have at the Mystic Manor to perform. This song's called Breath of Fire. My aim is, there's going to be 37 episodes the first year. By episode 37, I want to have Jim Carrey. That's like one of the top of my list to have on the show. So there's going to be some epic people coming through, and I hope you are one of them and you get to connect with all the magical people we're going to be pulling in. Hope you enjoyed D-Rock the Menace. This is Breath of Fire. Till next time, journey well. Love you so much. Also, before we cue up today's song, I wanted to let you all know that we have finally created the Game with the Universe on our website, where you can choose the first number that comes to your mind, and it'll pull up that episode number of the podcast. I've been saying this is a great way to co-create synchronicity and magic with your higher self for quite some time by doing this manually. But now, if you go to positivehead.com/YO universe, there is a super fun and simple interface to play this game with your higher self. I firmly believe just by setting the intention to play in this way, it opens up the door for magic, and it's a synchronistic way to hone in on nuggets of wisdom out of the huge catalog of episodes that are specifically appropriate for you at this time in your journey to becoming the next greatest and grandest version of yourself. And it also makes for a super fun way to engage and invite friends, family, people on social media to check out the podcast as well. So be sure to check out positivehead.com/YOUNIVERSE, and be sure to tell all your friends so they can play a game with the universe, which also helps the show to reach new people, which I greatly appreciate. And as a quick reminder, be sure to also check out positivehead.com/transformation if you're curious to learn more about Purium superfoods and why I take them every day. On this journey of becoming the next greatest and grandest version of ourselves that we have all embarked upon, I can't stress the importance of managing your physical vibration enough. And quite honestly, Purium has put together the simplest plan I've found to do so, and I'm sincerely excited to share it with all of you. Lastly, if you're craving more consciousness elevating content, be sure to check out Gaia, which is my personal go-to source for streaming consciousness content on the web, where you can stream an incredible 7,000 plus exclusive videos covering 5,000 years of wisdom. As you all hear me constantly say, it's a daily conscious effort to maintain an elevated vibration. And if you're looking to journey deep down the rabbit hole to do so, then Gaia is the best place I know of to do it, period. And you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out.
What's up? Shit. Watch this.
Lefty did it.
Low-key, I can't help it. Too much love, no selfish. Embracing imperfections, that is why I'm so damn perfect. And my heart is filled with gold, that's why I'm shining. Vegan on my teeth, so you know ain't no denying. Always got kombucha in my cup, don't need no Henny. Shout out to the homie Dino, he supply a naga plenty. Stretching, doing poses, doing all this yoga. Call me Yogi, giving honor to the ones before me. They the ones who know me best. As I salutate the sun, Hail Selassie, I salute the number one. That's the truth, and I hail the Trinity. Father, mother, son, I ain't lying, then I tell no lie. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you can't. Truth is all inside. Watch me speak in tongue. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo Om Mane Pane Ham Mang Sang Wahe Guru 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 Wahe Guru Guru Ram Das Guru. Did I lose you? I'm a FUBU. No fat Albert, but my truth is heavier than 9 dudes. Hoping that this knowledge stick inside your ear like wax do. Prick your heart like tattoo so you land on feet like cats do. I'm a fucking menace, but you already know that though. I be crystal gemming. Never hit the pookie though, dropping LSD. Give me liquid or the taps, bro. Smoking DMT. Late night out the homie bomb. Healing. Aku Jasaner. Aku Jasaner. Aku Jasaner. Aku Jasaner. Dive in, Michael Phelps, strip like wood through the void, collecting knowledge of myself. I'm a stone cold killer, serving all these ego deaths. I be floating like a spirit, trying to invoke my ancestors. Last night we had a full moon. I cast the spells up underneath that full moon. You know I'm on, charge my stones underneath that full moon. Pure intentions, Gaia guide me higher than a full moon. The way she take them draws off, I'm hiding like it's full moon. But it's high noon, I'm vegan, all the milk I drink is cashew. No cow food, leave them in the pastures. Oh my god, man, fuck a rapture. Get protein from my broccoli. Third eye, I see properly. Psychedelic, I'm properly. High as hell, no devil be. He is I, you or me. We are all my family. Peace to the gods and the goddesses. Echo car mixing Sanskrit in my rhetoric. They hating saying all I rap about is psychedelics. Yes, I'm down for the cause. I'm a psychedelic advocate. Boy, I'm a shaman. Hit you with this fungus trip. Throw your aura in a pool. Let you learn your ass to swim. Psychedelics are not drugs, just the best of medicine. If you haven't, you should have them. You will thank me in the end. Got a bucket if you need to purge that bullshit. Bet your whole life everything that you was taught is bullshit. Hotep to my people, berry rise about them bull feces. Don't ignore the spirit if you feel it in your soul reaching. Begging you to come back home. Just let your soul lead you to knowledge of yourself. Thank your ancestors. Hotep.